Artifacts. What are they? Well, they're mostly metallic, robotic, and they mostly do things that annoy your opponents. Today, we'll be taking a look at some of the most iconic artifacts of all time, of which include big robots, little gem things, bits, bobs and shenanigans, and all sorts of weird contraptions that can not only annoy your opponent, but gouge their eyes out and make them bleed out of their ears. If this is something that interests you, then you should probably watch the video. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like and subscribe to support the channel. It really makes a difference, and it means that MTG Josh can get a kebab and chips, which is one of his favourite snacks, and you have to feed him or he'll get very angry. So let's get to the mini review.
Hello, welcome back to a brand new episode. Today is a slightly different one. I'm just going to have a look at some of the new cards that are coming out alongside the Brothers War standard set. So let's have a look at these and see what we have. So these cards will be craftable alongside the main set that comes out in the next set. So I thought I'd just take a look at some of these because some of them are going to shake up the format, some of them are just reprints. But let's have a look and see which ones are quite exciting. I think a lot of people are going to be excited with the alters here. The Altar of Dementia, sack a creature, target player mills cards equal to its power. So this is going to make mill decks a hell of a lot better, strengthen all the blue-black mill decks or even the blue mill decks. It's pretty handy because if someone tries to kill your creature, you can sack it in response and make them mill. Ashnod's Altar is incredibly powerful as well, sacking any creature to add 2 colours. It's going to be important for all the token strategies that wants to take advantage of having loads of little bodies on the floor. And once you're able to sack them to pump into your bigger spells, I think it's going to be really good. So I think these altars are going to be good and pretty craftable, I'd say. Cage Sun is a huge boon for the mono decks because it lets you choose a colour and creatures you control the chosen colour get +1/+1, and whenever a land's ability causes you to add 1 or more mana of the chosen colour, add 1 additional mana. So this is a way to basically double your mana, and it's an artifact that synergizes with a lot of red decks as well. I think it's going to be definitely a craftable card. It's a mythic. You'll notice a lot of the mythics here are the best ones, which is just the way Wizards likes to do it. Cloud Key is interesting. When it comes in, it lets you choose artifact, creature, charm, instant, sorcery. Spells you cast of the chosen type cost 1 less to cast. So this is a nice way to make your spells cost 1 less. But the cool thing about this is if you flicker it, you can re-choose what it is. So if you're in a flicker deck, it's quite versatile. You can have it come in as an artifact cheaper, and then once you get sick of that, if you've got lots of creatures, flicker it, and then you can make your creatures cost 1 less. Obviously, if you copy this is where it gets crazy, and you can start making all your stuff cost so much less. If you got a straight up artifacts deck, you could potentially make your artifacts cost 0, which is pretty scary. So we have some really powerful cards here that's going to shake the format up quite a bit. Defense Grid is actually one of my favourites. Pays 2 mana for this, and each spell costs 3 more to cast during except its controller's turn. What this means is control players can't do shit in your turn, and this is going to be a fantastic way to shut them down. It's really good against blue. It's incredible against blue, and I think a lot of players are going to be happy because for 2 mana you can have your turn. It's a bit like having a baby Teferi. So I think this is going to be definitely craftable, and I'd highly recommend this if you hate playing against control. Daughter of Nothingness is a lol card. It's just a meme, but you can kill players pretty much out of nowhere. It's so easy to get Wooburg twice that you'll be probably died to this a few times. Yeah, really good addition to the format. Goblin Charbelcher is a card that I've died to in, I think it was Modern or Legacy, and it can just straight up kill you. So reveal top cards from the top of your library to reveal land card. Charbelcher deals damage to the number of non-land cards revealed this way to any target. So this is normally dealt to players. If the revealed land card was a mountain, Goblin Charbelcher deals double that damage instead. Put the revealed cards on the bottom of your library in any order. So if you build your deck with loads of lands, this is a straight up, just you can pretty much kill players with this card if your deck's built in the correct way. Pretty scary. Howling Mine is a really powerful card as well. I mean, it's normally better for wheel decks, stuff like Neckar Siren Paper, but 2 mana just to draw an extra card every turn. This could really benefit aggro decks, I think, a lot more than control, because control CMC is a lot higher mana. But Howling Mind benefits aggro decks. So if you're an aggro player looking to fill your hand, this card is going to shape the format. I think Historic Brawl is pushing a lot closer towards CDH, and yeah, better or worse, who knows? We'll find out, won't we? So we have more mill cards here with Keening Stone. 6 mana is a hefty investment, 5 to activate, but it does make target play mill X, where X is number of cards in that play's graveyard. So if you combine this with, there's a lot of ways to combine this. It's like a 2-hit combo, and you can mill them out in 1 hit. So if you're a mill player, another great card for you here, Keening Stone. What else have we got? Liquid Metal Coating. This is pretty nice as well. It's a bit tricksy, but if you're in a mono red deck and you have lots of artifact removal, Liquid Metal Coating can kill anything, literally anything. You could kill planeswalkers with this, lands, turn it into an artifact, blow it up. It's surprisingly powerful, and do not underestimate this card. Really good. You got more stacksy cards here with Lodestone Golem, which is going to make your non-artifact spells cost 1 more. This affects both players. Obviously, in a mono artifact build, you're going to be fine. Your opponents are going to hate you though, because this is essentially Thalia on a 5/3, so they might struggle to kill this, and if they do, it's going to swing in for 5 every turn. Mesmeric Orb, another mill card here. I mean, what else can I say? This is used in modern. I don't know, maybe Legacy at the time. Very powerful, mills people very, very quick. It doesn't seem like it's very good, but it is incredibly powerful. Let me tell you, I see this in Commander all the time, and it is terrifying. If you don't get rid of this, you would be surprised how quick this could mill. And obviously it's a mythic, because wizards say no, you can't have nice cards. Mind Eye lets you draw cards whenever opponent draws a card. A lot of people use this, but I'm not a huge fan. It just feels a lot of mana. Like, the investment, 6 mana to just draw 1, is very slow. I suppose if you eventually, after a few turns, if you can recoup the cost, I'll say if you can draw 3 cards of this, you're looking good. But until then, it's pretty hefty investment there. What else have we got? We've got Phyrexian Processor. This card is awesome. Pay any amount of life when it comes in. So a lot of people pay like 20, 30 life on Commander, because you create an XX equal to that life total. So let's say this comes in, you pay 30 life, pay 4, you make a 30/30. Repeatable, do it over and over again, and you could crush your opponents very, very quickly with this. Do not underestimate this in a life gain deck. This is going to be a win con, trust me. Mythic, of course, anything mythic, really good. So bear in mind, I'm mostly looking at the things that are new to the format, and a lot of these are reprints, but we'll keep going. Psychosis Crawler, again, wheel decks are going to love this. Every time you draw, each opponent loses 1. It's a little bit niche, but it could go into some Niv Mizzet decks whenever you want to draw lots. You're going to punish your opponent. It's like having a second Niv Mizzet. And because you can clone this, it's not a legend. It's not a legend. Clone it. Do it over and over again. Bada bing, bada boom. What else have we got? Ramos is going to be interesting 5-color general. It's spiked up a lot in Paper Commander. This is £30 to £40, which is pretty much in dollars as well. So you can see that interest in this card has peaked recently. I think it's going to be cool. Again, probably a bit casual, a bit slow, but it's fun. And we need fun cards in the format. Sculpting Steel, copies anything, that's good. Semblance Handful makes things cost 2 cheaper when you exile a godlike card from your hand. So this is good with artifacts, as you can imagine. Making artifacts cost 0 is crazy. What else have we got? Staff of Domination. You can do so many shenanigans with that. Sundering Titan, this is banned in Commander, but for some reason Historic Brawl it's okay. When it comes to choose a land of each basic land type, then destroy those lands. If someone's playing 5 colour, you have ruined their day with this card, and if you flicker it, you will ruin their day for the rest of the week. This card is such a crazy card. Also, we got Thorn of Amethyst, so they're really pumping up the stacks decks here, and Death and Taxes decks. Non-creature spells cost 1 more. Oh boy, this is good in aggro decks, because as an aggro player, you are looking to pummel. Play this out, your opponent's going to get completely screwed, and you're going to stop a lot of control players here. Unwinding Clock, really good to untap all your artifacts. Wormcoil Legend. Well, if you haven't seen Wormcoil Legend by now, this is probably one of the most exciting cards in the format. It's just going to be awesome. Death Touch Lifelink, when it dies, you create 2 worms. In Aristocrat builds, where you sacrifice this, potentially get 4 worms if you've got Taste of Karlov out, and you can manipulate this so easy, reanimate it when it dies. It's weak to exile, but so is everything else in the game. reusing this over and over again, it's going to be fantastic. So the rest of this list on Scryfall is just the same cards pretty much, but they're called retro schematics, and it's just cool funky new artwork from the set. And I think a lot of people are going to be coveting these. Myself, I'm not massively keen on the brown bordered cards because I don't know, it just doesn't suit my aesthetic, but I get why people like them because they are nostalgic. They bring back a feeling of when you were younger, and they do look cool. I mean, look at the Psychosis scroll, look really cool. It's just a shame that I don't think these are going to be available in modern border, so the black border that I enjoy. But nevertheless, I think they will be a cool addition to the format. I mean, some of them are sick. I mean, look at these. Look at that Sunray Titan. Really cool. And it's a nice place to use these cards because some of them are banned in Commander, and some of them you just don't see. I forgot to mention Sword of the Meek, part of a few combos as well. You can loop this with a lot of different cards. Oh, and Swiftfoot boots as well. That's, you know, my mainstay in Commander. I prefer the boots that give Shroud more in Commander just because it costs 0 to equip. But Swiftfoot boots in Historic Brawl is it's just good. It's still good. So tell me in the comments below if you enjoyed this small little kind of preview of the set to come. It's, you know, a pretty low effort video really, but I thought it'd just be interesting to see if anyone was interested in these cards. I mean, it's not obvious that these cards are coming to a Strike Brawl. I read in an article that they are, so hopefully that information is correct. But if I'm wrong, then this video was a complete waste and I've wasted your time, but maybe you enjoyed the company either way. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more videos like this, press the like button, and don't forget to subscribe, and tell me if you want to see more, because, you know, I could do it if a new set comes out. It's a lot easier for small sets like this, which are sets within sets. This is a bit like the Masterpieces, or the, what they're called, the Masterpieces and Expeditions from Zendikar of old. So this is like a new version of that, although these are a lot cheaper. The Expeditions were a lot more expensive, and the Masterpieces, and they're so shiny. But yes, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can always donate via Ko-fi or my Amazon wishlist if you so desire. Until next time. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.